David Ornstein has just dropped an exclusive via The Athletic, the company he works for, and said Wolves have begun opening discussions with Arsenal Football Club over acquiring the services of Arsenal goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale. As we know, Aaron Ramsdale has had quite the fall from grace at Arsenal Football Club. To say the least, he's on the periphery of things where the first team is concerned. The beginning of the end was not actually when David Raya was announced as an Arsenal footballer, but I guess when Mikel Arteta, Edu, the goalkeeping coach, and those that make the decisions at Arsenal Football Club considered and obviously got it done with confirming David Raya's signature or opening the building blocks. Aaron Ramsdale needs to leave. Arsenal want him to leave. Again, simultaneously, Romano has actually said that we're actually agreeing personal terms over the signing of Juan Garcia, who's an Espanyol keeper, again, provided Aaron Ramsdale leaves. So with that being said, don't forget to smash the like button. Let's see exactly what the journalist, Mr. Ornstein, has said as I share my screen. Wolves make proposal to sign Aaron Ramsdale from Arsenal. And before I begin, one has to wonder how much discussions took place over the weekend. I don't know if Wolves' counterparts to Edu, the people that make the decisions at the football club, were there. Gary O'Neill must be a frustrated figure. Obviously, I'm an Arsenal fan, but I'm a football fan. Allegedly, Wolves only have 20 million to spend this summer, despite this sales of people like Pedro Neto, etc., etc. Now, I don't know that to be true, but that might paint a picture as to if Wolves can get a permanent deal. You'd imagine Arsenal want to confirm Aaron Ramsdale on a permanent basis. You know, when you look at a number of clubs, I'm sure there's a lot of clubs he could go to. We've rejected an approach on loan from Ajax, but is anyone prepared to pay the 30, 40, 50 million euros and probably undertake his wages, which are probably over 100 grand? Been linked with Southampton, Wolves, Newcastle, Chelsea, Ajax, but to our knowledge, only Wolves and Ajax have tabled offers, people. And again, people said Eddie ain't getting a move on. You know, Eddie Nketiah could be moving to Nottingham Forest. Check out that video. And obviously, let's stay on brand with Mr. Aaron Ramsdale. Wolves Wanderers have submitted a proposal to sign Aaron Ramsdale from Arsenal. The Molineux side made contact with their Premier League counterparts on Monday, offering an initial loan move for Aaron Ramsdale that would include an option to buy next summer. Now, an option obviously is great for Wolves. They might be able to scout alternatives that might be cheaper. Obviously, if Ramsdale does the business for Wolverhampton, you know, they'll sign him permanently. If they're not convinced, or if they're convinced but they don't have the, you know, financial backing to get it done, they're saved. For Arsenal, it doesn't make sense because it's probably a player, albeit like Lokonga in theory, he's got an option to buy at his Sevilla loan versus an obligation from Tavares that we'll have to deal with. Apparently, Wolves are also ready to cover the majority of the goalkeeper's salary as part of a potential deal, which again sheds the burden in our financial balance sheet. There's an acceptance at the West Midlands club that will be difficult transfer to pull off owing to the finances involved, but they are pursuing the situation and dialogue continues. So they're very pessimistic as to whether they'll be able to sign him, which doesn't make me optimistic. As you know, ironically, former Gooner goalkeeper, academy goalkeeper, Dan Bentley has been linked with Arsenal. Apparently, we want him to be the third choice. Maybe there's some flexibility and some creative, you know, bartering we can undertake. It's unclear at this point if Wolves back up Dan Bentley, who Arsenal have tried to recruit in the transfer window, will be part of the talks. And considering they played hardball over Dan Bentley, could we potentially do that? You'd imagine Aaron Ramsdale wants to push for first team football. Whether this happens, I don't know. I would have preferred to have went Ajax, but Arsenal poured cold water on that. And at 26, contracted until 2026, you know, it's a crucial 2-year period. Arsenal would rather sell Ramsdale than let him leave on a temporary basis, and recently turned down an approach from Ajax, while the likes of Southampton have also expressed an interest. The 26-year-old England international is under contract until 2026, and his terms can be extended by 12 months, which ironically boosts us really and truly. So ironically, he's really contracted until 2027. However, a move is being sought by Arsenal and Ramsdale after David Raya established himself as first choice. So Ramsdale wants to leave permanently. Arsenal want him to leave permanently. There you have it. Should Ramsdale exit, Arsenal have targeted Espanyol's Joan Garcia as a potential replacement. Wolves obviously lost 2-0 to Arsenal, ironically, in their first game of the season. Ramsdale was an unused substitute. Ramsdale can't even play in the Emirates Cup, people. You know, and it's, you know, despite him getting called up for England duty. It seems that he's quite the frustrated figure, and it's been quite the merry-go-round with Ramsdale. He joined us, following back-to-back relegations. People had a lot to say. Obviously, initially, where our title challenge was concerned, he was the number one. Obviously, we're a better defensive side then than we was now, but when we started becoming serious as a defensive side, Ramsdale was there, and he's still a fan favorite. I don't think Arteta handled it in the media in the best possible way, where David Raya arrived at the football club. And I think Mikel Arteta, for what it's worth, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Regardless of what he said, there would have been a circus. I think it was naive for any Arsenal fan who genuinely believed Mikel Arteta, when he said he would rotate both keepers. You just don't play around like that, really, especially because stability is a big reason as to why Arsenal have got where they're going. So if we can get him gone, bringing a backup, then it is what it is. Ramsdale, you can leave with your head held high, considering the talking points when you arrived versus when you left. It shows you've done all right. It's a shame that you won't be part of any potential title challenge or title winning, basically, because there has been, it would have nice to have been to see Smith Rowe, Ramsdale, Tierney, players that were part of this rebuild, see the fruits of our labor. But not everyone can be on that journey, and it's best that he goes. But Arsenal, from what I got from this, if he's not leaving permanently, it's going to have to be a bloody good loan offer, really, where you probably take the majority, dare I say, all of his wages, an important loan fee, and maybe an obligation to buy. Maybe if we can tie up a similar deal that saw us sign David Raya from Brentford, where it was a loan where we said I owe you, and we ran them the 27 million a year later this summer. I'm not sure, people, but Arsenal could very well reject this. And again, as it said, they will seem quite pessimistic on their chances of prizing him away. So it seems like, the news, while nothing's happened today, we've been linked with a bunch of players, Ademola Lookman, obviously Mikel Moreno. Every minute a move is imminent. Eddie Nketiah, there's discussions around him going to Nottingham Forest, as David Ornstein said. Check out that video. And obviously we're speaking about Aaron Ramsdale. So with the window being closed on the 31st of August, I believe, or the 1st or 2nd of September, there's quite the work to be done in terms of incomings and outgoings. But, Ramsdale can leave with his head held high. I'm sad to see him go. I don't think David Raya is perfect, and I don't think David Raya is light years above Ramsdale. But I think in terms of what Mikel Arteta wants, sticking to the script, he was his first choice goalkeeper initially before we signed Aaron Ramsdale, and I think David Raya is all right. So yeah, wish him all the best. We haven't really got time for sentiment. We need to do what we need to do to get to where we can as a football club. So let me know your thoughts on this, people. Do you change your opinions on Edu? Because it seems like movements is happening. People had a lot to say when the move for Eddie Nketiah to go to Marseille didn't happen. It seems like, it's working out. If he goes to Nottingham Forest, he's been described as their top choice. Ajax have had a loan bid rejected for Ramsdale. Wolves may likely be knocked back here, as Arsenal apparently want him to go permanently. I guess who knows? But yeah, that's enough waffling from me. You lot let me know your thoughts. Any emerging news, I get videos and live streams and all of that stuff sorted. So make sure you turn on your notification bells. You're hitting the like button, you're subscribing, and you're commenting. Let's do what we can to get to 70,000. You lot stay safe, stay blessed. We meet again soon. Peace.